David and Goliath. Faith that fights bigger than you. Well, howdy there, folks. Pull up a chair, grab yourself a mug of coffee or sweet tea, and get ready. 'Cause today, we're riding into one of the wildest showdowns in Bible history. David versus Goliath. Now, this ain't just some kiddie tale about a boy with a rock. No, sir. This here is a full-blown, faith-fueled face-off. And I reckon we could all learn something from it. So here's how it goes. The Israelites and Philistines were camped out on two hills with a valley between them, looking like two rival football teams about to throw down. But instead of fighting all out, the Philistines had a secret weapon. One big, loud, muscle-stacking, iron-wearing fella named Goliath. This joker was 9 feet tall if he was an inch, wore armor heavier than your mother-in-law's Sunday casserole, and strutted out every day shouting, "Send me a man to fight. Winner takes all." He did that for 40 days straight, morning and evening, just hollering across the field while Israel's army looked at each other like, "Ain't you going?" "Nope." "You?" Hard pass. Even King Saul, who was supposed to be the big boss, was hiding in his tent, nervously sipping prune juice. Now, here comes David, a teen boy, too young for battle and too small for armor. He's out watching sheep one minute, and the next, his daddy sends him to the front lines with cheese, bread, and grain for his older brothers. Basically, he's the Bible's first DoorDash driver. David shows up, hears Goliath's big old mouth running, and says, "Hold up. Why y'all letting this dude insult God like that?" His brothers rolled their eyes, told him to hush up and mind the sheep, but David wasn't having it. He marched himself right up to King Saul and said, "I'll fight this fella." Saul just about choked on his soup. "You? You're just a kid." But David fired back. "When a lion or bear went after my sheep, I chased it down and beat it. God helped me then. He'll help me now." So Saul, probably out of desperation, says, "All right, son, but at least wear my armor." They try it on David, and it's like dressing a scarecrow in a tin can. He clanks around and says, "This ain't gonna work." So what does he do? David drops the armor, grabs his staff, picks up 5 smooth stones from the brook, and slings his leather sling over his shoulder. Looks like he's heading to a backyard BBQ, not a war. David steps onto the battlefield, and old Goliath sees him and laughs like he just saw a goat trying to arm wrestle. "Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks?" David didn't flinch, didn't hide, didn't run. He looked that big fella dead in the eyes and said, "You come with a sword and spear, but I come in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God you've been mocking. Today, he'll hand you over to me." That's the kind of faith that don't rattle, even in a giant's shadow. Then David spins that sling. One rock, one shot. Bam! Right between Goliath's eyes. The giant drops like a sack of taters, flat on his face. David walks over, takes the giant's own sword, and finishes the job. Just like that, the enemy was down, and faith stood tall. Now listen here, friend. You may not be facing a 9-foot giant, but you probably got your own Goliaths. Fear, doubt, debt, depression, loneliness. Whatever it is, it might be talking loud and looking real scary. But here's the truth. You don't need fancy gear or perfect strength. You just need what David had. A little faith, a clear aim, and the confidence that God fights with you. So the next time life stands in front of you looking like a monster, you grab your sling, say your prayer, and remind yourself, "I come in the name of the Lord." Because when God's on your side, even giants don't stand a chance. Thanks for sitting a spell and listening, friend. If this here story lifted your spirit, go on and give it a share and hitch your wagon to this channel by hitting that subscribe button. We've got more stories from the Good Book coming soon, told simple, Western style and straight from the heart. Till next time, keep the faith, keep riding, and let the Lord lead the way.